As the years pass, more and more boxing fans are starting to agree that the 90s heavyweight division was perhaps the most talent-rich and physically capable era in history.
These are awesome punches. Oh, what a sensational right cross.
Oh, my God! Unbelievable.
Yet amongst the array of beasts, one man emerged from start to finish as the finest boxer of them all, the only fighter of his time that defeated every foe he faced, the pugilist specialist Lennox Lewis.
Pride of Great Britain.
The first minute of this, Lennox will get a
Let that shit go!
Left hook by Lewis. Golotta goes down.
Welcome back to Greatest Hits here on Boxing Legends TV. On this series, we recap an iconic career from the past using VHS tapes that were digitally enhanced and upscaled to recapture that feeling of watching great fights from the 90s on CRT televisions. We certainly appreciated the feedback on our Tommy Morrison piece a couple of months ago, and ever since, we've been working hard to produce a video for a man whose career undoubtedly ranks amongst the top 5 in the division's history. A resume stacked with brutal knockouts and historical battles. Here now, BLTV presents Lennox Lewis's Greatest Hits.
Lennox Lewis is the best. I lay them all to rest.
July 12, 1991. After establishing himself as the #1 contender in Europe, Lennox ventured to the States to start building a resume worthy of international respect.
Here we go, round 1 scheduled for 10. And Weaver comes right at Lewis. Looking to jab. Weaver said he doesn't want to box him, he's just too big for that. Oh, good right hand from Lewis. Crowd getting a little bit restless here as they see more of the same now.
The crowd started to get on the young Brit's back, and in response, Lennox unleashed his first big right hand of the night.
Oh, and Weaver's down. The right hand from Lennox Lewis. A stunning 6th round knockout.
I never got suckered into that. I took my time until he exposed himself, and then he exposed himself, and I ended it.
For the first and last time of his entire career, Lennox entered the ring as a significant underdog when he met the murderous punching Canadian Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock made it back to his feet, but was quickly put to rest by a man determined to get the job done as quickly as possible. A huge statement, but nothing that surprised Lennox, as he explained in his post-fight interview.
Watching hours of tape on Razor Ruddock, I realized that he kept his left hand low. And I just took advantage of that. He's never been in with a fast heavyweight that throws a natural right hand like myself.
Hollywood stars were in the building as Lennox Lewis looked to certify his recent position as the WBC champion after being handed the belt due to political issues.
The chess match ensues.
Solid right.
Doesn't get mad. 6'5". They will nullify.
Tucker, first time in his career.
A perfectly timed right hand sent Tucker crashing to the canvas for the first time in his career. However, the former champ responded well, as in the 8th, Lennox absorbed more punishment than in all of his previous fights combined.
Tony Tucker to the head of Lewis, and Lewis just standing there.
The two slugged it out to the finish, where Lennox earned a unanimous decision in what was an excellent fight to build upon his already feared reputation.
I tell you, I give Tony Tucker enough respect because he's got a great chin, he's got guts. If that was Riddick Bowe would have been down on the ground. But Tony Tucker, he realized that this was his last chance, and I have to give him all the credit in the world.
5 months later, Lennox was back in the UK to settle a score with the much-informed and darling of the nation, Frank Bruno.
At this point, you lose your vision with Lennox Lewis, you're going to get knocked out.
Due to his core British roots, Bruno was the crowd favorite, which was evident as they went crazy for every punch he landed.
Cut appeared against Williams.
Good right hand by
Solid right
Bruno.
hand. Bruno has Lewis in serious trouble. Let's see if Lennox knows how to hold on.
Over the first 4 rounds, Bruno boxed an immaculate fight, testing Lennox's chin to the best of his ability.
Bruno pounding his fists together to jack himself up. Sometimes a double jab.
Waste a few times. That hurts him more now.
Lennox remained unfazed by Bruno's spirited effort, as once the big man started gassing, he was forced to continue at Lennox's relentless pace, leaving huge gaps in his defense to exploit.
Left hook. What a comeback by Lewis. It was a left hook that turned this around, and a frozen Frank Bruno is there taking punishment. And Mickey Van is going to stop it.
Bruno had a great chin and probably could have absorbed a dozen or more of those big bombs without going down. Mickey Van did the right thing by stopping it, of course, and Lewis gained a huge chunk of fans that he had been so desperate to have on board. Another big night of World Championship boxing took place on October 7, 1995, as the former world champion Tommy Morrison, now sporting a more mature look, tried to restore his position as the #1 contender.
I think he will be a little leery of my power. Everybody is. I don't think I have the skill to outbox him. I got to fight my fight. It's simple. I fight my fight, I win.
Lennox's reputation around the division was made pretty clear there by Morrison, interestingly claiming he couldn't compete with him in a pure boxing match.
Since the McCall fight. Hard right hand by Tommy Morrison.
I can tell you one more thing.
With those right hands as he steps inside.
You got to make it happen. Tell me you're high on me. You're high on me. I need you lower.
To his credit, Morrison boxed well and threw some troubling shots for 3 rounds. After weathering yet another early storm, Lennox started piecing up Tommy with crisp jabs and overhand rights, inflicting heavy damage upon his right eye.
Now he comes back to the jab. Say to the doctor, I've still got my left hook. Getting very close to a stoppage here. You get that sense. Down goes Morrison again, and I wonder if Mills has seen it up. That'll do it.
A terrific performance by Lennox Lewis.
Another excellent matchup was made for Lennox in 1996, as anything short of war with merciless Ray Mercer wouldn't have sat well with
But he
fame.
can take another step toward public acceptance here.
Hard to get in.
Good combination by Lewis. Mercer momentarily stunned.
War is what they wanted, and war is what they got. The fight had no narrative, no ups and downs. Both men just bludgeoned each other over the scheduled 10 rounds.
Both men landed.
For the winner on a split decision, Lennox.
A split decision was awarded to the right man, with the cleaner work and eye-catching combos from Lewis being the overriding factor in what was an even contest as a whole.
Because I hit him with some shots and I felt it in my hand, and he kept coming.
After suffering his first pro defeat, Lennox hired the man that orchestrated his loss and brought on board the legendary coach Emmanuel Stewart to help him utilize his skills to their full potential.
Effectively followed the fight plan. Hard right hand by Lewis.
Thing I was trying to.
Kind of stamina McCall has.
Lennox was punching hard and fast, but even more devastatingly so, extremely accurate. McCall started acting up to the crowd, taunting Lewis. Nothing out of the ordinary for a fighter getting schooled. But then things took a bizarre turn. McCall started walking around the ring during the intervals and appeared to be crying for reasons no one could quite understand. The madness continued as they resumed, where McCall, seen here walking with his back turned to Lewis, left no choice for the ref but to stop the fight to ensure the safety of a man that was reluctant to defend himself.
Well, I've seen some strange things in boxing. That is surely one of the strangest.
McCall's problems lie deeper than expected, as he was later sectioned under the Mental Health Act.
And, when he started walking away, I thought it was a joke at first. I thought he was trying to nail me into something.
After Andrew Golotta had proven his boxing ability against Riddick Bowe, he entered the ring with Lewis even money and was being viewed as a live dog that could outbox Lennox as and if the rounds progressed.
Golotta a little bit more tentative at the outset than he appeared to be against Riddick Bowe. They spin back out into center ring. Right hand over the top by Lewis. Golotta momentarily stunned. Left hook by Lewis. Golotta goes down. That's it. That's it. Tremendous statement by Lennox Lewis.
A brutal display of dominance, leaving egg on the face of all the experts that quite obviously underestimated how far Lennox ranked above lingering contenders.
And I basically wanted to go out there and hit him before he could commit any fouls in there. Once I had him hurt, just take him out.
Oh, and he catches him off balance, and Briggs jumps all over him. Briggs, a series of lefts and rights.
Briggs, a fearsome fast starter that to this day holds the record for the most first-round knockouts at heavyweight, came out bombing Lewis all over the place and had the Brit hanging on for safety for large points during the opening 6 minutes.
Briggs now fighting in spots, picked a good one here.
Shannon's body seized up, however, from overexerting himself soon after, which allowed Lennox to take over and start breaking his man down.
It's a lazy jab. Lennox sees something now. He's a different confidence about him. He sees something in Shannon Briggs to go after. And I agree. I think the timing is right by Lennox.
Good combination from the champ.
Oh, he's just playing with him now. The champ's just playing with him. Lewis is completely confident right now. Nice jab. Right.
Oh, the right hand behind the jab.
I don't know if he's going to
Briggs
get
is
up.
laid out. He is laid out just staring at the ceiling here at Boardwalk Hall.
Lennox.
Lennox had another chance to right a wrong on November 13th, 1999, rematching the legendary Evander Holyfield after a scandalous draw a few months prior.
Well, his gloves have come down a bit. He's hit by a right hand. This time. That's a big left hook from Lennox Lewis this time. 7th round here. Look at this now. Tremendous action. This is how good boxing can be.
Both fighters were ranked 1 and 2 by the Ring magazine, respectively, which, after 8 or 9 excellent rounds, seemed fair as both guys were evenly matched. The championship rounds became the deciding factor as Lennox squeezed out every bit of effort, throwing combinations off sheer instinct to the final bell.
Lennox Lewis.
As Lennox performed his pre-fight war dance, his opponent, the undefeated American giant Michael Grant, seemed taken back by Lewis's calm demeanor.
Early thunder from Grant. Lewis tries to fire back. Grant said he would come out aggressively, and he lands a big right hand.
A lot of Vaseline in your mouth when you get in the ring. The first round, not enough lubrication there. You need Vaseline.
Lewis lands an uppercut, and Grant goes down. Thunderous uppercut.
Lewis has still got to be. Whoa!
That should do it.
That's it.
That should do it.
That's it. He broke his leg.
While he didn't, in fact, break his legs as George Foreman suggested, he did shatter his heart, and Lennox essentially put to rest America's last hope of heavyweight supremacy through a prospect.
So I realized I got more superior speed. He's never seen a boxer like me, so I felt very confident going in there.
Set up the right hand. There's a crashing left hand thrown, but it doesn't connect by Lennox Lewis with the right hand. He hit by the right hand, and I'll tell you, Lennox felt the power. Nice right hand. Sport in the UK. This is a dandy of the heavyweight title fight. Lennox has that jab in the base. David clips him with a left hook.
Outside of the odd leaping hooks such as this, Tua was thoroughly outclassed as Lennox proceeded to tee up big right hands at will. The Samoan's chin ended up being the only skill worthy of praise.
Digging body shot. That's what we get. Oh, the right hand. It's in this sort of fight. Lennox Lewis has the wall, but David's hurt right now. I'll tell you that. Up on his toes. Look at these shots. Right hand, left hook. But right now, Lennox Lewis is giving an old-fashioned whooping to David Tua.
After suffering a shock defeat to Haseeb Rahman in South Africa, Lennox wasted no time getting his American opponent back in the ring after what he felt was nothing more than a lucky punch.
He's dealing with disrespect, so I have to show him that I'm not taking it.
I had to just give Lennox Lewis a preview of what he's going to get on November 17th, put him on his back.
They used an excuse of a few idiotic comments to get hands-on with each other before the fight, yet there was nothing said other than throwaway words. These two just hated each other, and Lennox channeled that anger to devastating effect.
That's very important. He's really throwing the punch with authority. So that he... The jab alone. There's that right hand, which has been a honey punch for him down the years. He's going to get his jab for power. Oh! Wonderful shot by Lennox Lewis, and he's laid out Haseeb Rahman. It is over. Revenge, redemption for Lennox Lewis.
Considered by many as one of the greatest knockouts in boxing history, certainly the sweetest revenge.
Yeah, he did. Those things really helped me. I showed a lot of disrespect there, and I just was keeping all these things inside me. I said, okay, you're gonna tough. And he can take a hell of a punch because I hit him with some great punches, and boy, he can take him for real.
In what was supposed to have been a routine retirement fight against Kirk Johnson, it turned into a significant battle of the ages as the then relatively unknown Ukrainian giant Vitaly Klitschko, who we now consider the best heavyweight of the 2000s, stepped in as a late replacement.
The strains of the Eagles Hotel California. So will it be heaven or will it be hell? Klitschko with the right, Lewis misses with the left. Hard right hand by Klitschko, best punch of the round.
He's got a different
left hand lands for Klitschko. Upward short arm shots. He's beating Lewis to the punch. You can bet him. Vitaly Klitschko is roughing Lennox Lewis up as the second round begins to come down the stretch.
Is it big?
Vitaly shocked everyone by taking the fight directly to Lewis instead of engaging in a battle of the jabs as many thought he would. The assault never slowed down. Only Lennox, after a couple of tough rounds, was able to wake up and finally start competing with his determined opponent on a level playing field, which led to an incredibly rare slugfest between the two 6'6" giants.
Staying away from that big open.
Every time the Lennox Lewis
and the way he's throwing punches, but Lewis beginning to sharpen up his punches and landing at a higher and higher rate.
No cut man in the world could have cleaned up this mess, and it led to the ref, to this clear dismay of Vitaly, calling a halt to the action. Many people think Lennox got fortunate here, and it's easy to see why. But if you look back on all the fights we presented today, show me one time where his conditioning and boxing skill didn't result in him eventually taking over and becoming the ring general.
Tremendous fight for 6 rounds.
Yeah, I want it to be in a dogfight because I know when the going gets tough, the tough get going. I'm tougher than him.
Unlike all the heavyweights out there, he has never ducked an opponent.
Weaver's down.
The man's a beast when it comes to boxing. You know, we got his pictures all up in my gym.
He's a good fighter. He make great fights.
They will nullify.
But the only fighter out there that I've always looked at and just thought, I don't know what I would have done, is Lennox Lewis.
The double jab.
Would have wasted a few times.
I've always said from the day that I first saw Lennox, he was the best heavyweight that I ever saw.
Hats off to Lennox Lewis. He took some of the best shots I had to give.
Left hook by Lewis.
He's a long arm guy. I have no excuses. I mean, he was the better man tonight.
Nice jab right. Oh, the right.
That bell rung, and it seemed like everything started happening to me. He busted my eardrum.
He's very good.
Why is he good?
He's big, he's strong, he has classy moves. He's a good fighter.
Fortune is caught here in terrible trouble in his stop.
Probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest. He didn't beat everybody.
To get his jab more powerful.
Oh! Wonderful shot by Lennox Lewis.
I'd have fought him, but I'd have known deep down in my heart of hearts, I'm like, yeah, it's not going to go that well for you.